Hello everyone, and welcome to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time we cleared out our way from the crypts underground, surviving an assault by undead and managing to flee with some trinkets for our lives.
Please come and help me.
Oh, and who is this? Well, before we speak to Astarion, there's one other thing I want to investigate while we have Lae'zel in the party. Let's do a quick hop down here. Now, the varied characters that we have available to us in our party all have varied stats. Strength, dexterity, wisdom and such. But this is a Baldur. And we can all tell that there's something very special about it. But, as Baldurs are wont to do, it's very heavy. So with the strong Lae'zel, we're able to move that boulder and find an ornate chest underneath. Some gold, some stones, a potion of speed, a Harper's map. A map that has seen better days, but recently additions suggest it's still in use. And a Harper's notebook, various accounts of imperity and blasphemy among locals, all bound in one ragged book. So we'll attend to those later, but I didn't want to miss them. And then we'll hop back up here. And the current party limit in the early access, and possibly forever, is 4. So if we are to bring Astarion along, we will need to say goodbye to somebody. And for now, that person is going to be Lae'zel. Lae'zel hits very hard when she hits, but I think having the sneak attack of the rogue is just a little bit more interesting, a little bit more strategic going through fight to fight rather than just tanking with a fighter. So we'll take some of the supplies we need. I've divvied up spells and things that she had on her person. We'll take the finesse weapons that Astarion might want. We've got copies of all the armor we could need. We'll leave the potions of healing on her. We can always rotate her back into the party later on if we want to, and it'll be nice to have those there as a pleasant surprise. Otherwise, we'll have a conversation with Lae'zel.
Chatter already, Tusky.
Wait for me in camp.
Shook. You believe you can survive without me? As you say, do not keep me waiting.
Well, clearly she doesn't think she can survive without us. So Lae'zel's going to walk off. I think it said a key had been provided to us because it's a story item. That might have been in her inventory. But now we can go over and speak to Astarion, who's not technically in our party yet, so I don't know if we'll come out of our wild shape to do so.
Hello?
Yes, we are unable to speak. There we go.
Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered.
Intellect Devourer.
There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Yeah, no problem. Let me at it. Bit of shillelagh will be all good.
Can you see it? Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod? Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb, you little... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm, the light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on?
Oh. Let's just slip away.
Hold on, wait! I saw into your mind. They took you. Just the same as me.
Correct.
I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
It's nice of Shadowheart and Gale to come to my rescue in this moment, isn't it?
A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
As was I.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles. So, do you know anything about these worms?
Yeah. Worm equals bad.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Come with us. You can be sneaky for me.
I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
And welcome to the party, Astarion. Coming in at level 1. Astarion is a rogue with very high dexterity, good constitution, reasonable intelligence and wisdom, weak and not very charismatic. Has a +5 to his melee attacks, +5 to ranged attacks, +3 to spell attacks, and a spell save DC of 9. He's a half-elf with an elf racial feature, keen sense, fair ancestry, and the extra dexterity. Nothing too much there to be shouting about. Does know the minor illusion cantrip, and has a couple of bottles of grease in his inventory, as well as some thieves' tools, which will be very useful to have. First of all, let's level him up. So at level 2, he just gets his cunning action dash. This lets him dash as a bonus action. In the same turn, can also use his full action to dash again, tripling his movement speed up to 90 feet. And you can see almost at level 3 there, along with the rest of the party, almost at level 3. So we'll have some interesting decisions when we get there. If we hop into the inventory, we want to send over a scimitar, a couple of daggers. Don't know if he's proficient with a shield or not. I was waiting to see if our druid might be able to use that when we find a club, but good to have nonetheless. These are all short bows, aren't they? I'm looking for a long bow eventually to give to this guy. And what kind of armor are you wearing, sir? Padded armor, 11 with disadvantage on stealth. As fetching as it is, we want to get rid of that disadvantage, so we will remove the padded armor and add the leather armor. Looks a bit less exciting, but not having to roll twice and take the lesser when doing stealth checks is going to be of tremendous value. Not proficient in shields, that's good to know. We'll send that back to Andrew. And otherwise, we'll carry on our way. Was there somebody behind us down here? Did I hear shouting? Well, there's a scared boar. And we are a druid, and we know the spell Speak with Animals. So now seems as good a time as any to test that out. Where'd it go? There it is. Here, bo 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 bo.
Away! Away! You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears, but not me!
Wow, that was definitely worth the use of the spell slot. I'll take this random plant, though, as a commiseration prize. Consolation prize. Possibly both. And there are some people down here.
Keep back. Back!
Oh, perhaps they are the people we freed in the conversation earlier at the end of last episode. Some thieves' tools. And Astarion, now's your chance to show your stuff.
Memories. They are bloody mine.
What we got? A leather helmet and some gold.
Keep moving!
Where was that leather helmet? +1 to dexterity saving throws. Controversial. I mean, not really, but I think Gale, if he's... No proficiency in light armor. Is that right? Gale? Nope.
We
Gale.
need to move. What if
Okay.
more of those things?
Astarion, then,
Keep moving!
you can have it.
You're not hearing voices. You're just talking to yourself.
So he'll be a little more proficient in his saving throws. That's things like... what is it like in this game? What spells use dexterity saving throws? If somebody, another cleric, were to use... Where are we? Clerics. Sacred Flame is a dexterity saving throw.
Watching that wreck.
That's an attack roll.
Looking at it.
And these people are talking lots and I can't understand my own thoughts between.
Oh, bloody gear!
Do you have anything more of interest to say?
Speed you on your way. Won't trouble you any.
No. Alright, we'll leave these folks be. This is where we started, isn't it? With Shadowheart, the abducted nobleman. Ah, speaking of abducted noblemen, he says. We were looking at Astarion's things, weren't we? Not proficient with scimitars, but proficient with daggers. Oh, rapiers. That's what I'm thinking of. 1d8 piercing finesse. So this is 1d4 piercing. This is 1d8 piercing. And is it one-handed? It should be, right? So if we take this dagger and put it in the free hand... No. Okay, well, we'll go with that then. Now doing 1d8 piercing +3, because his dexterity modifier is +3 when he attacks with melee. And he also has a standard bow for his sneak attack and his sneak attack melee, sneak attack ranged. Okay, where were we? Everyone's kitted out. We are so very close to level 3. And a few interesting things will happen at level 3. Not only will we increase our hit points and our spell slots, we'll get more skills and attributes, things that we can use. And we'll also gain all of the stuff that we will gain for that level now. Which is to say, if we can get to 3rd level before taking a long rest, we'll have a little bit more resource for trying to stay alive without having to take a long rest immediately before we take on this next big fight ahead of us. This is where we rescued Lae'zel. And just past this cliff here is the fight at the front of the Druid's Grove. So with Shadowheart and Andrew very, very not well, I think the thing to do is use our last short rest. Before even doing that, we will use our last wild shape of this short rest. Go wolf. We will explore the other wild shapes, excuse me, at some point soon, I'm sure. But that uses up our wild shape, and now we can take a short rest. Shadowheart gets 8 HP back, and is currently out of spell slots. Astarion is at full health, and has all of his skills available. Gale is also out of spell slots, and we can't cast spells while we are a wolf. So it's going to be Cantrip City. But I think we'll manage. We have some spell scrolls if we need them. We should give some poison to Astarion if he wants to poison his bow. Or his blade, for that matter. Okay. I think we're going to take a punt at surviving this fight without taking a long rest. So, wish us luck.
I hear shouting up ahead.
We should check it out, but be careful.
We'll take the high ground. Sneak with the rogue, so he has a better chance at getting the sneak attack off in a moment. Lightly obscured by shadows. And here we go.
Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the Druid?
Please! There's no time!
That's not a goblin.
By the 9 hells! Open the gate!
Oh yeah, that's goblins. That's goblins for sure.
Cannon! No!
Shit! Form a line!
Okay. Gale up first. Always surprised when he's first to go when he has... Does he have a good dexterity stat? He has a +2. That's good, I guess. We're going to be firebolting a lot of things. Preferably things that we can kill in one shot without risking ourselves too much. Should we get very lucky on our D10 rolls.
Ignis!
Oh, hello there. I did not see you.
Fronte nola fides.
Scout! Get to the high ground! Raiders! Charge up! For the absolute!
She's having a bad time. Did Astarion not get a go? Or is he... Yeah, he's in the initiative, even though he's sneaking. Very peculiar. Alright, Wolfie. Excellent work. Now let's charge down the hill, because we're going to be better off down there. And Shadowheart on the same initiative. that never goes quite as well as I'd like it to.
Make way for the Blade of Frontiers.
So that rally cry gives us all a little bit extra HP. It's the big red bar on top of our standard red bar in the UI. Oh. Oh dear. Well, this has suddenly become far more of an issue than I expected it might be. Okay. We need Andrew up. Okay, bonus action dash with Astarion. Hopefully that gives us enough range to move down this cliff and attack the goblin Booyah. Of course, that went about as well as we can ever expect it to. We're going to close the gap down towards Andrew. And then next turn, if we can get Andrew up, and then Andrew can get an action, we can wild shape again and get some hit points back for him. But for now, we have an action with Gale as well. I'm just hoping they don't attack the downed character, because that's going to end really badly for us. Okay, that's one saving throw for Andrew. And Shadowheart up here. I think it's time to bust out a scroll. Scroll of Guiding Bolt. Is of course a cleric spell because we know she can cast it day to day anyway when she has spell slots. Oh, that's a huge hit. Nothing we can do with Andrew, unfortunately. We can't wild shape while we're down. Yeah, that was what I was afraid of. Sometimes they'll go for other alive creatures, but these guys want death. Okay, Astarion. Help. So, rule number 5. Disengage is an action. However, for rogues, rogues can use their bonus actions to disengage, hide, or dash. So, rogues get to bonus action disengage per 5th edition rules. So we can try and make sure we don't get hit by this goblin as we disengage down this hill. And once we're down here, we can help Andrew up. Andrew now has 1 hit point, and if he can stay up until his turn in 4 creatures' time, he can wild shape again. Nope. Archer took him out. But Will is doing excellent work. Right, this bugbear is not long for this world.
In 10 days.
So close. At least Astarion was there to distract. So, time for a quick lesson in concentration. This goblin is currently concentrating on the spell Witch Bolt. So, they are using their mental acuity to focus on the spell. Anytime that they would take damage, or in tabletop, possibly something like the rolling of a ship might cause them to be distracted, they need to make a concentration check to see if they can hold on to the concentration of that spell. So we're going to try and land an attack so that they may well lose concentration of that spell. Since we've already got several people down here doing that. It's 70% to hit with the firebolt, or 75% surprisingly with the stick. So we'll go with that. And we miss. Now the temptation here is to attack the bugbear before getting up Andrew. I think we will do that. And we level up, and the bugbear has a breakdance on the ground. Right, what's going on? We don't need to bonus action dash for anything. We can't help. We will stay where we are, I think. In fact, we'll move just a little bit over this way, so we're in range for other things next turn. And there goes Will, attacking the goblin and breaking his concentration, so now the goblin can't use his action on their next turn to inflict more damage to Astarion with the Witch Bolt, which is excellent. You know what? I'm feeling annoyed, so let's just try this. Oh, 2 damage. That's not what we wanted. Does that do it on a dice roll in this game? Just says 2. Don't know. That is our action, because shoving is an attack action in tabletop, so we'll pass there. Okay, the tide of this fight is slowly turning back to us. Was that grease? Yes, it was. So we are now stood in a pile of, or a big patch of grease you might recognize from the coffin trap from several episodes ago. If that is to catch on fire, that would be very bad for us. Shadowheart is prone, but is not dying. She just fell over because of the grease. And so, not wanting to risk catching ourselves on fire, we'll use Ray of Frost here to try and kill the guy down here. Another one down. Astarion. How many more left are there? There's the Warg. And just the Warg. Bonus action hide, because we're a rogue. Did not work. Sneak attack regardless. Good damage. Gale is attacked. Excellent magic missile. And hopefully with any luck these guys will have it sorted. Shadowheart has stood up at cost of half of her movement speed.
In 10 days.
Coward. That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
That was a failed skill check. Let me... Don't roll that skill check. Okay, when you finish a fight, it starts... Even in the cutscene, it continues rolling the skill checks. And the skill checks include the saving throws. And so, if Andrew had rolled another death saving throw there and failed, he could have died, which would have been tragic. Somebody, please help Andrew up. Astarion, can you help Andrew up so he doesn't die, please? Thank you ever so much. Andrew, I hope you weren't too worried while watching that. Okay, the fight is over. We are alive. We've been going for way too long this episode already. So join us next time. We'll start to explore what's available for us at level 3, pick up the pieces of this battlefield, and then carry on with our adventure. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please consider pressing the like button if you've enjoyed this video. It always makes me happy to know that people are enjoying what they're seeing. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I'll see them for sure. And I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.